Hi, it's me, Sugar and Spice. I'm in Mexico and it looks like it's gonna rain. So I'm pussy. So I was like, I'm gonna stay inside, have a great time. So I have some time and I figured I would do a tarot reading for the collective, mostly because I need 1,000 subscribers by July 13th, y'all. So we need to keep it going. We need to keep up this momentum. I know you guys really liked the Eclipse reading, so I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of that and see how much further we can go into it. Mostly this is going to be inner child healing. Last time I divided it up, masculine presenting energies versus feminine presenting energies, and this time I'm gonna do it by signs. So I'm gonna go in order. The first video, this one is gonna be Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and it's all gonna be about healing our inner child, because I know for both the feminine and masculine, we're dealing with a lot of issues that stem from the home and the hearth, I guess, if you want to call it. So a lot of us are having drama with our moms, or are doing wonderful with our moms because we've done a lot of work. A lot of us are moving. I've noticed a lot of women in particular are moving and starting to live on their own, or leaving their parents' home, breaking up with roommates, all kind of stuff. But it all has to do with the home, which I figured definitely means that there's some inner child energy going on that we need help with. So to help help you identify what's going on with your inner child, and what you can do to help that inner child feel safe in these times that are kind of turbulent and uncertain, I'm gonna do a tarot reading. Again, I'm doing this while on vacation because I literally need 1,000 subscribers. So tell everyone you know. If it resonates, great. Let me know. Tell me how. I love tea. The chisme. I am the queen. Other than that, yeah, help me get to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. I need that so I can teach my tarot classes in peace. If you guys don't know, YouTube has this weird rule where you need 1,000 subscribers in order for you to live stream from your phone. And I don't have a laptop, so help me here. All right, so anyways, let's get started. We're going to start with Aries, which is my rising, so I'm going to be right there with you guys. Oh my God, look how tan my titties are. Oh, girl. Oh, well. I feel at my most powerful when I'm brown anyway. All right, Raw, come on, baby. Let's do our thing. For Aries, let's do Aries Sons specifically. I want Aries Son. For Aries Sons, what can we do the rest of this month, maybe even in August? What can we do this summer to heal our inner child? What part of Aries Sun needs work right now? Let's do 2 more cards. Aries Sun, inner child healing. What can Aries Sons do to heal? Well, that flew out. Oh, that also flew out. Wow, okay, I wasn't shuffling anymore and it flew out. Why am I out of focus? All right, there I am. Okay, so for Aries Sons specifically, meaning your sun sign is Aries, we got the Page of Swords, King of Cups, 6 of Cups, 4 of Wands reversed. Right off the bat, I already know y'all need to learn how to communicate a little better. With the Page of Swords here, it seems like you guys have a really hard time dealing with your parents because you don't feel understood. The Page of Swords here is telling me that not only were you criticized for being too much, being a little too expressive, now you don't really know how to articulate the things that you feel and where your frustrations are coming from. So it looks like in arguments with your parents, you mostly just shut down in a way that doesn't apply to everybody else. I mean, we all know Aries Sons, you know. And it really seems like when it comes to fathers in particular, that's where there's a lot of abandonment issues. And hang on. A lot of Aries sons are having trouble with their father figures right now. And it's coming, so because this is collective, it's really hard for me to get super specific, but half of the Aries sons are dealing with completely absent fathers, and the other half are dealing with emotionally absent fathers. So when it comes to your throat chakra, being able to articulate the things that you feel in a way that isn't argumentative, in a way that isn't too much, in a way that fits in your parents' box, that's where you're getting caught up. That's where your inner child is like, I'm too different. They're never going to understand. Why bother? Especially with your father figures. And you know what? The father figures for Aries sons are feeling this too. They're feeling this emotional distance from their children, and there's a lot of regret there. So I think Aries sons definitely have to have some conversations with their fathers, or just, I mean, you're right, you know, maybe you are too different or whatever, but the point is, those problems are going to keep following you in other relationships unless you learn how to really articulate the things that you feel without worrying about somebody's love being conditional. Or without, no, that's what it is. Feeling like your parents' love is conditional. That's what it is. And that's not fair. That's not true. I'm sure they love you just the way you are, and I'm sure, you know, there's been ups and downs, but now it's really about communicating and articulating the things that you feel, making sense of them. Because I know you want to just power through them and just say that you don't need anybody, or just say, you know what, well, they were wrong, it's done, it's over with, like it's water under the bridge. It's not, though. So it's not just about feeling your emotions, it's about coming to understand them, their purpose, where they came from, and how to fix it. Okay, so this is going to require a lot of mental gymnastics for you Aries sons, but great. This is good because we're using our heads, not literally anymore to beat anybody, but we're using our heads to really make sense of why we are the way that we are. A lot of you have really dysfunctional relationships with your parents, with the Six of Cups and the Four of Wands reversed here. Aries sons in particular, I feel, have a really hard time with dad, but also with mom. Half of you are argumentative towards mom, and then the other half of you pity your mothers because you think, I don't want to say that you think less of them, but you just think of how could you settle for this? So a lot of you end up kind of parenting your mothers and kind of trying to help and you know, feeling that rejection and that when your help is rejected, you feel it from your mom, you know, and you just want to help, but you kind of end up pitying your mothers. So your inner child essentially feels personally responsible for the family. With the Four of Wands reversed there, it seems like Aries sons in particular are considering throwing in the towel, or have been throwing in the towel on their families entirely, and they're just like, well, I'll just make a new one. I'll just have kids and I'll just treat them the way that I wanted to, and blah blah blah, which in theory is a great solution, I guess, but in practice, not so much. Your inner child wants security more than anything. Yeah, you want solid ground, and admitting and articulating that you want certainty and that that's what you're aspiring to, and then you just want to be able to go to a family reunion and say, I'm welcome here, we're having a good time, no one's gonna fight. It's okay to want that. And it seems that the way to that is by taking the extra time to make sense of your situation without just powering through or throwing in the towel and saying, you know what, it's not even worth it. They're never going to get me. So Aries Sons, summarized, make sense of what you feel. Don't be afraid to reach out first and articulate it. Dads, emotional absence from dads, and having to really come to terms with how that affected you in your relationships. It seems like it's more a fear of abandonment, but also fear of emotional intimacy, Aries Sons. So your inner child needs some work. Your inner child really needs to be able to express themselves raw and thoroughly. So try to do that for your inner child. Let's do Taurus. Oh, girl, I wanted to limit this to 20 minutes, and now I'm freaking out. All right, so we're going to speed through Taurus and Gemini. All right, tell me about Taurus's inner child healing. Got the death card right away. Ugh. Taurus Son's inner healing. Taurus Son's inner child healing. One more card, please. Ooh. Y'all saw that? That flew out. Okay. Your inner child, you've been living in it too long, Taurus Sons. Please, for the love of God, it's time to learn some responsibility. I got the Death card right away, the Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. So if your life feels like it's constant false starts, constant delays, and also relationship issues going on right now, questioning your friendships, the loyalty of the people that you have around you, the loyalty of your partners, all of that is coming from a place of uncertainty within your inner child, which is really rare for earth signs because you guys are so sure of yourselves on the outside. Anyway, so for Taurus Sons, your inner child right now, it's about growing up. It's about coming to terms with the fact that the future is right now. It is not 10 years from now. It's happening every day. I mean, 2 hours later, it's going to be the future. So what you need to do is start making very adult decisions without looking for outside sources for assistance, without asking mom what you should be doing, without, asking your friends, without counseling the internet, you know what I mean? Looking for career choices. It just seems like the future is just such like an impending doom type of concept, and Taurus Sun is trying to hold on to that inner child and is trying to rely on their families and their foundation, and is really trying to rely on the fact that they know so many good people that they're always going to be willing to help, which is true. But Taurus, at the same time, you can't take advantage of that and you can't procrastinate anymore. You're a grown-ass person, and it's time to make some grown-up decisions. We are in a time period of great uncertainty. It just is what it is. So rather than trying to dodge it and duck and stay under the radar, your inner child wants to grow up. Your inner child is tired of carrying all the work and being everybody's baby. So I guess it's not even really inner child work for you, it's soul work. That anxiety, that impending doom of, God, what if I make a mistake? That needs to go, because you won't. You have a great sense of self, a great network of people around you that are willing to help you. And now it's time to prove them all right. They believe in you so much, so why don't you believe in you? It's time. Put in the effort. You're never going to know unless you try, Taurus. So please, please give it a shot. Just decide. And if you make the wrong choice, be okay and be aware, knowing that you can always choose again. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of your life, but the future is happening now. So it's time to make more conscious decisions and grow up. Take some responsibility. All right. So now we're going to do... Now that I'm on a roll, we can do Gemini, which is me. So, dun dun dun, kind of scared, but All right, Gemini Sons. What can you tell me about Gemini's inner child healing? How can Gemini Sons heal their inner child. Oh, fuck, I feel attacked already. Let's do 2 more cards for Gemini Sun. All right, so for Gemini Suns, that's me too, so I'm right there with you. It's going to be about... All right, so half of us need to learn how to surrender. Half of us need to learn how to surrender and get out of our heads. I'm guilty of this all the time. Sometimes we just have to believe in miracles. It is what it is. Sometimes we just have to believe in miracles. And especially when it comes to our mother figures who are very practical, very down to earth, with the Queen of Pentacles here. Very kind of stuck in their ways. And Geminis are the total opposite. We're like, woo! And it seems like there was a lot of, with the Six of Cups again, but reversed, it seems like there was a lot of magic taken out of us at a really young age, Gemini Suns. It seems like a lot of our innocence was taken from us, and we became acutely aware of what we lacked that other kids had. Our individuality, our whimsical nature was kind of beat out of us a little bit, and we were like, no, you have to go to school, get a job, do this, and now our inner child is scared of expressing their fullest creativity. And so now when we're in a situation where we're stuck, we don't know what to do with our lives, this eclipse is making things worse, where we've got all this anxiety, now our inner child is like, I don't want to speak up, I don't want to say anything because it's too much, it's crazy, it's this, it's that. So we were criticized as children for needing too much attention. And, you know, it seems like our parents were kind of like, hurry up and grow up so I can get back to my own interests. And that hurt. That really hurt. And like, I'm feeling a type of way because I mean, I grew up poor. So I grew up very aware of how poverty affects people. So I grew up in that way, and I grew up in a border town. So I grew up having to translate really grown-up documents to my parents. So I'm right there with you, and it kind of does hurt. The good news is that with the Chariot here, it's all about triumph over adversity. It's about not even having a conversation with our parents. It's about having a conversation with your inner self, with a higher power, whoever makes you feel safe. If it's journaling, I'm a big fan of journaling. It's about having that conversation and saying, damn, I grew up very quickly. I didn't even get a chance, a shot at childlike innocence, at making a wish and just knowing it's going to come true. And unfortunately, that's what this eclipse is asking of us, to just make wishes that come from a heart space, not an ego or mental space. It's just making a wish from in here, from right in your chest, and praying about it. It's not even manifestation, ritual. It's just praying about it. It's just saying like, this is what I want, and I know I'm going to have it, and being certain of it. So half of us got to learn to make those wishes and surrender, and the other half of us got to stop surrendering, get off our ass, and actually want and express desire to get better. Because in order to get better and heal that inner child, all we have to do is admit that it's hurt, which I know us Gemini Suns would rather die than talk about our feelings, but it's time. So admit that it still hurts, that those criticisms for being too much, for being too weird, for needing too much attention while our parents were busy, all of that hurt, and we know it. It's time to say it, not to them, but just say it out loud, admit it so that you can get better. And 2, ask for help. It can be from the tarot, book a reading with me, book with someone you trust. It could be therapy. It could be a simple prayer, like I said, even a simple prayer, and just say, please help, show me the way to healing. That's what we need to do. You need to express desire to get better, because Gemini Suns like to pretend that nothing hurts. So half of us got to learn how to chill. The other half is like, you have to try a little harder to get better, which is typical Gemini, from one spectrum to the other. Anyway, So this is the first installment. I know I kind of rushed through a little bit, but I think I got the message across pretty well. So I hope it helps. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know if it resonates for you guys. Book a private reading with me. Get me to 1,000 subscribers, etc., etc. Anyway, I'm in Mexico, bitches, and I'm super tan. So yeah, I hope it helps. Kind of makes sense of what this whole eclipse business is doing to us and what it's all for. So yeah, that's it. Subscribe, comment, or whatever. Yeah. Bye.